Going on, everybody? My name is Jeff. Once again with Be Like Podcast. Today, I am here with a special guest, my friend, my brother, Matt Prater, number 5. You know, I can say a lot about Matt Prater, man, but for your own good, I'm sitting with a legendary place kicker in the NFL, one of the best kickers in the NFL. Now, I look up to this guy. I'm not a kicker, but I'm an athlete. And as an athlete, it doesn't matter what you do. I look up to this guy because to be a genuine human being and be the best at what you do is a pretty hard job. But when you learn to master that, it's just crazy. So guys, me, Matt Prater, brother, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, thanks for overhyping me too.
That's not overhyping, man. It's just like you being that guy, bro. You being that guy who just goes out there and kick ass, bro.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but I appreciate it.
Man, you know, that's one thing I love about you, bro. You're humble, man. What makes you so humble, bro?
I don't know, missed enough kicks to kind of keep me grounded. You know, you always remember the ones you miss, not the ones you make. So.
And how many have you missed, Matt? Because all that so is, it says you made over 401 kicks, bro. That's a whole lot.
It's cool. It just says I've been playing a long time, but I don't know. The ones I always remember to miss. I remember the 5 from this year, but it's all good. Always trying to improve and get better.
Right. So you hold yourself. It sounds like you have a big standard for yourself, man. But how is that so easy to you, man? Like, I know that, you know, talk about that. Like, because when we mess up, sometimes we're like, all right, you know. But when you mess up, it's like, no, I take it too hard. Like, that's...
You know, for what I do as a kicker, you only get so many opportunities in a game. So if you get 5 opportunities, you miss one of them, it's a bad day. The way I look at it, you're either perfect, I always say perfect or pissed off.
Perfect or pissed off.
Yeah, and there's no in between. But at the end of the day, we're all human. You're not going to make them all. So
right.
It's just trying to stay positive, and the next kick is always the most important.
The next kick is almost is always that important one.
Yeah, the next one's always the most important.
Because now you're going to prepare for the next one. And that next one is going to come out even powerful because you learn from that miss, though, right?
Right. You always want to learn and figure out, you know, you never want to, if you say you miss a kick to the right, the next kick, it better not be to the right again. You know, you should usually.
Wow.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because I screwed up recently and had that happen to me. But yeah, usually you shouldn't make the same mistake twice. But sometimes I guess it's going to happen.
But we're talking about on a professional level, man. You know, and that's such an important lesson to learn, though. You know, and it only takes the warriors to understand that. But it says, Matt, like the best place kicker in the NFL history, man. You made history this year, bro. Can we talk about the wins? Because yes, we missed those 5, but they're kicking my butt right now. But let's talk about the wins, man, because I feel like those outweighs the misses, you know, and those are kind of like we need to celebrate those. Like, tell me about your wins in your life, man.
I had a bunch of big kicks over the years, but this year I think it ended up being like 30 for 35, so it was a pretty good year overall.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got to find things to motivate me, especially going next year will be year 18. Got to find ways to stay motivated, to push myself in the off season to keep competing and trying to be the best guy at my position. But so I look at it more as motivation, not trying not to be negative about it. It's just using it as motivation to make me better next year. So I hopefully won't experience those kind of misses again.
That's right. So we don't want to get too happy about it. We don't want to get too excited because now we already focused on next year, how we going to improve. And that's the heart of an athlete, man.
Right. The big thing too is like as a professional too, you can't have performances where you're playing out of your mind and just doing above and beyond, and then the next week you completely screw it up.
Yeah.
And they say you can't be, as a professional, you can't ride the roller coaster of emotions, or as a player play that way as well.
Wow.
So you can, it should be more of like ripples in the water, just little minor hiccups or screw ups here and there.
That's incredible, man. So I want to just jump right into it, man. So you were born in Mayfield Heights, Ohio. How old were you until, how long were you there, man? Tell me about back home.
Yeah, I was born in Ohio, moved down to South Florida when I was like a year and a half, so I don't really remember being in Ohio, but then my parents moved down to Fort Myers. Grew up down there in Fort Myers, went to Estero High School, ended up playing baseball and football there, and then went to Central Florida in Orlando, played 4 years there, and then since, man, so long ago now, but first went to Detroit, and then Miami to Atlanta, back to Miami, then to Denver, stuck around Denver for a little while, and then ended up in Detroit, and now Arizona.
Man.
18th year.
Dude, has it felt like life has been moving so fast in your life, bro, or you just keep up with it?
Time flies, for sure. Time flies, especially, sometimes I feel like I'm in my second year, third year. But no, I'm the old guy, married with kids now, with going into year 18.
Wow.
Which is crazy. I never thought I would have played anything like this long.
When you were in high school, did you see yourself being in the NFL?
No, I didn't know. I just, I was a late bloomer, so going into my senior year, all of a sudden I could kick a 60, 65-yard field goal.
Jeez.
And I just thought that was normal. And
you just thought that was just, it's
like,
casual.
Okay, I'm okay. I can kick it kind of far. But and then when recruiters were coming down, we had a bunch of guys that were really good on my high school team, and they would come scout these guys. Then they'd see me kick and be like, "Who the hell is this kid? Like, where did he come from?" And so it kind of I was fortunate. We had a bunch of really good players on the team that were getting scouted or recruited.
Yeah.
And then they saw me, so opened up some opportunities for me.
They probably were like, wow, this kid is kicking 60 yards at what age? Like 17, 18?
Yeah, just turned 17.
Just turned 17. Now 17-year-olds, if you're not grinding right now and you're not noticing your God-given gifts, this is the opportunity. Right?
Yeah, for sure. And then when you find you have a special talent or something, you still have to work at it. I remember even in high school is when it started for me. Like, go to school, had like football in the morning with weights, did the card there, and then went to school all day, football practice, would go home, do my homework or whatever really quick, eat dinner, and then I was back at the gym with another teammate hitting different body parts. We were going, I think 4 days a week, senior year. Yeah, so we were always grinding, and still to this day, like,
dang.
As soon as the season's over, I take just a little bit of time off and get right back in the weight room pretty quick.
Wow, man. And that's, bro, you're strong, man. I've benched with Matt, and he beats me all the time.
I feel good about it. That's one thing I've always kind of had some pride in, is like how I work out in the weight room and kind of keep that strength and maintain it and keep it through the season. And
it's all about discipline. And it's that early grind that puts you on that long haul discipline, and that sets you up for the rest of your life. Huh?
Yeah, it's just being consistent, and, having a program and just being consistent with it. And everyone's going to have days like, oh, I really don't feel like doing this, but like, once you get done with it, you're really happy you did. It's just pushing through and just doing it.
That's incredible, man.
From 62, a line drive. Line drive shot from 62 yards. Laces facing and everything.
To college, University of Central Florida, bro. UCF Knights football. Full scholarship?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get full ride there. And ended up going and competing as a freshman, got the job as a freshman. Wasn't very good in college. Like, I could kick really far, but my dad was my kicking coach, and he never kicked. I think he read everything online or in a book about it. So there's a lot of things I didn't know. I basically all through high school and college just watched the snap, swung my hardest, and I didn't know that you're really not supposed to watch the snap.
Wow.
You're just watching the spot. So there's a lot of things I didn't know. And that's why it took me a year. After playing at UCF, it took me a year. I went to Detroit as a kind of a camp leg and a project with Jason Hansen there. And I got some hard coaching with them. Chuck Prefer, I remember that. Tough coaching, learned a lot, and then just kind of took bits and pieces. That was one thing that I was pretty fortunate actually to bounce around a little bit and get to work with all the different special teams coaches and other kickers. Yeah. And I kind of just took bits and pieces from everybody over the years and kind of formed together something that worked for me, because everybody's going to be different. But but no, going back to UCF, like awesome 4 years, though, awesome university, just awesome teammates. Yeah, so many memories of UCF. But,
wow. So, and it's just did you get accepted full scholarship to UCF football nights and then just played for all 4 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 years.
Wow. And then, boom, the biggest opportunity came, man. And Detroit Lions drafted you. Talk about that.
Well, they signed me as an undrafted free agent, but I was super excited coming out of college and, just having an opportunity to go play for the Detroit Lions at the time. It was awesome. I remember being so nervous flying out there and getting a kick in front of all these veterans. I remember like walking in the locker room and seeing all these guys that, as a kid, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so-and-so. Dre Bly, Kevin Jones, Roy Williams, all these guys, and I'm in the same locker room. Like, I'm on the team with these guys now. So I'm like pinching myself, like this is crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, then I ended up having a good preseason. They ended up cutting me anyway because Jason Hansen ended up playing like another 6 years after that. He's one of the best kickers ever to do it. And then other teams worked me out. I signed with Miami late in the year. That didn't work out. They cut me. And then I go to Atlanta for a few weeks. They cut the veteran kicker, keep me. I have a couple okay games and a really bad game, so they cut me. I go home, hanging out for a few weeks, like maybe I should, consider doing another line of work. I don't know. Miami signs me to the practice squad. So I'm down there only doing kickoffs and learning how to punt. And with, I think, 2 weeks left in the season, the Broncos signed me off the practice squad. And I remember going out there. I'd never seen snow before. And getting off the plane, coming from Miami with shorts on, sandals, and a long sleeve T-shirt.
Coming from Miami to Denver, bro, that's some different weather, dude.
Growing up in Florida, I had never seen snow.
Oh my goodness, man.
So I get out, I walk outside, and I see some snow, and I remember the driver's there to pick me up, take me to the hotel. And I see the snow. I'm like, is this real? And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. So I was like, I got to go see it so I can get a handful. Oh, looks cool, but yeah, I'm good. I've seen enough to get in the car. Head to the hotel, get up in the morning, go to the first practice of the Broncos. That was a crazy year.
That's so crazy, man. Talking about snow, it sounds like when I first got to America, man, I saw snow and I was like, yo, this is some crazy stuff, man. What is all this white stuff?
Right.
And we were just so fascinated with snow. Everybody always does, and doesn't matter where you're from, huh? That's so crazy, man. As a refugee child, man, straight from Africa, bro.
Yeah, your story's way crazier.
We're going to see an attempt here at an all-time record field goal in NFL history. We believe it'll be from 64 yards for Prater. 63 the record. Of course, Tom Dempsey, Jason Elam, a former Bronco, and now for the all-time mark from 64, Matt Prater's kick is good! History is made! And look at you fired.
So, Denver, Colorado. Man, you played there for 8 years? 8 years straight, man. That is wild. And I grew up there, man. And the whole time I was growing up, you were playing in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a small world. It's crazy.
It's a very small world.
I happen to be playing in Denver.
You happen to be playing in Denver. And so, before we get into that, like, how was your Denver experience, man? Because did you love Denver? Like, did you see yourself growing up out there?
And yeah, definitely. Met my wife out there. Two of my kids were born out there. I love Denver. Love living there. It's a great state. The weather's amazing. Loved it out there.
Wow, man. And later on that time you came to Arizona for how long?
I've played 3 years here now.
3 years now?
Yeah.
So did you end up going back to
Detroit?
Detroit.
Yep. Yeah. So leaving Denver, I got myself in some trouble. Made some mistakes. Was young and definitely made bad decisions, but led me back to Detroit. Ended up playing there another 6 years, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
And loved my time there as well. Like the organization, people from top to bottom, like the Ford family, and the coaches, the GMs, everybody, top to bottom, just some of the best people. Like, wasn't a big fan of the weather; it was too cold.
Yeah.
But the people in Michigan were some of the best people I've ever met in all of my life.
Wow! And you literally just came back from there from a really hardcore game, dude.
Yeah, we flew back to watch the Rams versus Lions. Stafford's first time coming back, playing them in the first playoff game ever in Ford Field history. So I had to go watch that game, and especially with, we played the Rams twice a year, and Stafford being a former teammate. My son's a quarterback because of Stafford. And so we waited for him after the game with my son, and my son and him were talking. He was telling me, he's like, "Man, I hope we get hot and can get into the playoffs, and it looks like we'll play at Detroit." He's like, "That'll be crazy if that's what happens, and I'll be so excited." So then when they made the playoffs, and then I see wildcard weekend, LA at Detroit, I'm like, all right, we have to go. So we went, and it was a cool experience. It was one of the craziest home field atmospheres I've ever been to.
Wow. That is wild, man. The place where you first started playing in the NFL.
Yeah.
Now, after this crazy success and crazy work you did this season for the Cardinals, you went back, man, and you to watch your team, the first team that picked you, man. Like that's like a humanity moment, man. That's a crazy experience, man.
It was so exciting. I was just so happy for the fans and the Elton, the head of security, and the Ford family. Just seeing some familiar faces before the game was super cool. Just so happy for them having success, and say down the road, whenever it's all said and done, I'm definitely gonna be doing the same at Cardinals games. I'll be showing up supporting those guys as well. Any team I've been on, I'm always going to be a fan. Like, I'm a fan of Denver, obviously.
Yeah.
Played there a long time. I'm a fan of Detroit, and a big fan of Arizona, obviously.
Wow.
But whatever team I'm on, if we're playing any of those guys, I really hope to beat them, though.
That's incredible, man. And but you still get to see your homeboys.
Yeah, for sure. My kids grew up in the Detroit locker room. You know what I mean? My son would go and work out there and do different things. It was like family. Those, everybody that worked there. It was really close group.
Wow. So your son, my boy Pax, the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a smooth. He got that hand on him, man.
Yeah, he works at it too. He's funny. He thinks he's in the pros already with his team. This is the funniest thing he ever said was this offseason, after the first week of practice, he's like, "Dad, when are we doing cuts?" Like
there?
Yeah, I'm like, "Pax, this is your team. There's no cuts." I thought it was so funny though.
But these little kids, man, it's like they're literally living. They're living their dream. They don't even know it, man.
Yeah, it's cool. It's been a crazy experience and awesome, especially like yeah, my kids are definitely spoiled. They
Yeah,
to go to games, meet all the players,
yeah.
and things like that. And my son is obsessed with football. That's all he like.
And
Wakes up in
he
the morning, watches football. Before he goes to sleep, he's watching
at
football.
lunchtime football.
He carries a football in his backpack to school every day. Like he's obsessed with it.
Man, and he knows all the players and most
Yeah,
plays, and he's really intelligent, and I had the privilege of meeting Pax and coaching him, and dude, this kid is a legend, man. Like he's locked in, like I never seen a 7 year old so locked in on something and goes out there and just does his best. It doesn't matter lose or win, but this kid goes hard, man.
for sure. He's definitely serious about it. Pays attention to everything.
Yeah,
He's a different person on the football field. It's fun to watch him.
I know, and I'm so excited, man, for Pax. And the fact that he's humble too, man. He knows that he don't show that on the football field, that he gets to have this experience and get to see where he want to be when he grows up. You know, he doesn't show that to his friends. He's Pax around his friends. He's a kid. He's 7 years old. He's himself, man. And I think that's pretty powerful.
For sure, he's definitely his own person, which is cool.
Which is amazing to see out of in 7 years, man. That's so interesting, man. So you are coach as well. Talk about that, man.
It was a great time. I coached Ava's flag football
Hey,
team
but
as well.
a high school flag
I
football.
was asked to kind of help, as a volunteer, came out and
Yeah,
help them, and that was a ton of fun when they were playing in the spring. So I was coaching with you,
yeah,
coaching Pax's team with the Santan Youth Football League,
that's right.
and then Castile High School I was helping out.
Well, and you won the championship
Yeah,
for Castile.
the girls ended up winning the state championship that year. It definitely wasn't because of me, but it was.
Yeah.
We had a great coaching staff, and we had a lot of talent. We had some
Yeah.
really good players, and my daughter was, did her part. She played really well.
Yeah.
And she's actually getting recruited for flag football.
Wow.
And got an offer from a school in Wisconsin.
Wow. Congratulations, Eva.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So she's just kind of waiting, and she needs to get in the weight room and start working at it.
Right.
She's going into her senior year, so
Yeah.
might as well go all out, do the best you can, because it could be the last time you ever get to play.
Yeah, go all out.
Right.
We only get one shot in life, and you're the perfect example for that, man. Especially being a place kicker in the NFL, like you only get one shot, and you have it's like I gotta make this happen, and to master that mindset, like yeah, you gotta be in the gym, you gotta work your butt off, man.
For sure. And I think with kicking, though, the biggest thing is just being confident. Like when you go out to kick a field goal, whether it's in the first quarter or the last second of the game, if you go out there and you're expecting to make it versus expecting to miss it,
Yeah,
I guarantee you, if you're expecting to make it and confident, you're going to make a lot more than you're going to miss. I think that's the biggest thing. Is anytime you go out there, just being confident, knowing you're going to be successful.
to all the kickers out there trying to become the best, that's the best advice you can give.
For sure, being confident when you
Be-
go out there.
Being confident in yourself.
Right. The coach is never going to send you out. And maybe there's an exception once in your career, but the coach is never going to put you in a situation to fail. Right?
Wow.
They send you out there to attempt to kick, but you're expecting to make it every time they send you out there.
Wow. That's a whole different mindset.
For sure.
And you have to have that standard for yourself that, yeah, I'm placed here to do a job.
Right. And at the end of the day, we are human. We are going to screw up once in a while.
And it's important not to take it too hard for too long and just use it as motivation, right?
Right, for sure. And always moving on to the next one. I sometimes will think, if I miss it, want to miss one, could go 2 days without missing a kick, and then you happen to miss one in the game. It's like, okay, I don't need to adjust too much. I'm looking at it as like a fluke, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to make adjustments.
You got to make adjustments.
Right. Even with your workouts and different
Yeah.
things, and as you age, your body changes, so you got to change how you lift and all that kind of stuff as well.
Get wild. Get wild.
Kind of grow with experience, I'd say for sure. And then, like, I know at this point, I'm going to be 40 next August. I'm never going to be as fast or be able to kick as far or jump as high as I did when I was 25.
Wow.
But I can still hit it pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in, like, the distances and everything. So
Yeah.
I'll keep going as long as I can when I still feel like I can perform at a pretty high level.
Wow.
But when I can't, that's when I'll know I've had enough at that point.
That's incredible, man. And you know, you just gotta know your body and your strengths. That's incredible. So you're here in Arizona. Are you planning to stay or?
Yeah, no, we love it out here. My family loves it here. The kids are all, have friends and their activities like football, dance, gymnastics, and all these other different things. So that's what makes it tough as an athlete. Like if it, in a year from now, if I have a good season and want to keep playing, if Arizona wants me back, that's where I want to be. But if they don't, it's not just me that would be moving. It's my whole family. So that's right. Kind of weighs in on the decision of anything.
Man. And all right, guys. Again, I'm with MATT Prater. So, brother, we met back in like almost 2 years ago, and after that we just hit it off, man. And for some reason I saw a coach in you, man, and it's like you didn't try to come out there trying to coach just like other fathers that wanted to just be on the field and coach. And you're just, chilling, laying back, and I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? And after that, we just hit it off, man. And we coached together in the spring season for the, is it STYL, Santana Youth Football?
Youth Santana Football League.
Right.
It's kind of like a little tongue twister, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah. But no, like I would say, I watched you coach the first year. You guys did really well.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got recruited, for my daughter's team and with you.
Yes, sir.
With the boys. And so I kind of didn't really know what I was getting into. But then we started having meetings and writing out practices, depth charts, and doing everything, drawing up the plays. It was fun.
That was really fun, man.
And I feel like we did a really good job with the kids. And
I really feel like we did, man. Coaching with you was such an honor and a privilege, man, because, to be able to have an NFL knowledge and wisdom, you know what I mean? And to be able to transform that or transfer that into a 7-year-old, that's pretty special, man.
It was really cool because I didn't know a lot of the stuff. It's been so long since I played in other positions. It's been like 20 years. Yeah. 22 years or something like that. So it's been a little while. I'm just worried about kicking it between the posts, really. But I just used my resources. Like I went to coaches, went to other players. Like we're working on the O-line and stuff. So I'm like, wow, man, how do we get these guys in the stance? So I called TJ Lang. I FaceTimed TJ Lang, one of my old teammates. He's O-lineman. He played for a long time. He's a really, really good player. So I think I called him. He was sitting, like taking a dump. And FaceTime, he's like, I asked him, hey, how would you teach a 7 to 9-year-old how to get an O-lineman stance? He's like, are you serious right now? He's like, why are you asking me this? So I'm like, no, seriously, I'm coaching my son's team, and we got to teach him how to get the basic stance. So,
wow.
And he just gave me a quick rundown, and then he's like, you know what, give me a couple minutes and I'll text you. Then he texted me like the whole paragraph with a little progression, what to do. So then it's like, okay, here's what we got to do for these guys. And then with the tackling, Coach Fitz, that's what he did for the Cardinals. Was the tackling turnovers. Yeah. So I'm like, Coach, what's the best, what would you do for the tackling stuff?
Yes.
First of all, keep it as simple as possible and let them play fast. So that's all we did, right? It was all about like basic fundamentals, but doing it real fast.
Coach Fitz, man. Yeah. And he came to that field with the little 7-year-olds and literally was like, hey, do you mind?
No, because we were doing the drill he told us to do. And then I think we were probably screwing it up. So he's like being nice. Hey guys, you mind if I step in for a minute?
Yeah.
And he blew the whistle. He got Coach Fitz came out. It was Fitz when he got there. Then it was Coach Fitz.
Yep.
And Coach Fitz like turned his hat around, got serious, and then he got him going real quick.
He got him going real quick, man.
Difference of a pro coach versus you and me.
Yeah, but we caught on to that energy real quick.
For sure.
And we give these boys the experience, man, a football experience. And we ended up just becoming really good, really disciplined, and their little characters grew, man.
Right. It was cool watching them grow. And even the girls. You know,
even the girls that played in our team.
They played great, and they kind of came out of their shells, too. They were always quiet and reserved, and then they were all, they make a tackle and get up and headbutt people and high five. It was awesome.
That was so crazy. It was like the little girls, man, they were just going at it, bro.
Right.
But then you see how they're so like discoordinated in the beginning, and then towards the end, they just boom. Their growth is wild.
Yeah,
It
was a lot of fun. I say coaching was super rewarding. You see, you show them a basic like the same foot, same shoulder tackle and running their feet. And then you see them, a drill you do over and over, and then it comes up in the games. And then they make a tackle doing the same exact technique from the drill. And you see their eyes light up, and they're like, I'm like, yep, that was the drill. They're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, now it makes sense.
Yeah, I did it, coach.
Yeah.
I freaking did it.
Yeah, it was cool.
It's amazing, man, to know that when you coach and they get it and they use that in their game.
Yeah, and I remember Fox. We did the Cardinals let me use some of the equipment. Remember, I brought those big tackling donuts.
Yeah.
So we're teaching them the wrap and roll. So we do the drill. First play of the game, I think the team ran a toss to the outside. Fox comes downhill and does like a hamstring wrap and roll. Like he gets him, dives, and does the wrap and roll. Flings the kid. In the backfield for like a 7-yard loss.
Oh.
And then I'm like, he looks at me and I said, "Yep, that was the drill again."
Dude.
So it's just.
This
awesome.
kid Fox, man.
Animal,
dude.
Yeah.
Dude, the way he's going to be a great athlete.
For sure. And he works hard.
He works hard. He's coachable, coach. He's very, like, disciplined in his coaching. Like, he wants that feedback.
Right.
Like
he loves it.
He loves the feedback. He loves, how can I improve? Mm-hmm. And that's a kid that is to watch, man.
For sure. Definitely coming up the ranks. Keep your eye out for him.
Keep an eye out for him, for sure. And of course, like, there's so many talent in those little boys, man.
Yeah, all those kids have their own little character.
Their own little character. They get hyped. Right. If they're competing with kids like Fox, they already know what they have too, man.
Right. And I think the biggest thing with football, it's the ultimate team sport.
You
need the other 10 guys around you doing basically their jobs or taking care of their responsibilities. And I think the kids really started understanding that, and they were trusting, and because you depend on your teammates for you to make your plays too.
Yeah.
And so I think the kids really picked that up. That was a big team game, and they worked with each other. And when one person had success, everybody had success. They were all excited. And it was a lot of fun coaching them.
That's incredible, man. Isn't that what the new coach for the Cardinals says?
Yeah.
And he has that mindset set on, man.
For sure. It's all about the team. Team first, always. And it's about the team and winning and doing your responsibilities and what you have to do to help the team win.
Yeah.
It's not about your personal stats. It's about winning and losing. That's it.
Well, as a team.
Yeah.
As a team. And that's one thing that is hard to coach, especially because each kid and each family has their own, like, is favor for that.
Right.
That's their boys, man. So when a whole team just gets together and the whole community gets together around that too, I think it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. So much fun.
It's so much fun. So we were about to coach. I was about to go coach for the full season. However, I will call it misfortune, but I've got a lot of gain from it, and God has blessed me from it. I was in a motorcycle accident, man. And you was just starting the season and going from work and got in that accident. And bro, you were there, man, and I want you to know that I appreciate you, man. It's truly an honor to know that I have such friends like you, man, and it's what keeps me going because we not there's not a lot of people that are blessed to have genuine friendships, man. There's only a few people that comes in your life, but people come and go, but there's only the ones that stick, man, that truly see the heart, man. I want to appreciate you for being there, brother.
No, I appreciate you, man. You've done a lot for my family and for me, so it's the least I could do. Just being around.
Yeah. You're just a genuine dude, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know you would have done at least the same.
Man, I will do anything for you, bro.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's coming from different background, man. When you started playing for the Broncos, I had just got into the United States. Later on in life, man, went through so much in life. Years later, man, we meet in Arizona. And in a different crazy city, man. American football.
Right. It's part of the big friendship, though. That we were training, lifting weights together. We talked about earlier. The gains we were both getting. Like, you were pushing me. You're crazy strong yourself, legs, and I remember in the first couple weeks you were learning these new exercises.
Yeah.
And then once you figured them out, you passed me real quick with all that stuff. So it was cool. You pushed me, and it was fun working with you too because, like I talked about before, that on some of those days you don't feel like doing something. It's always good to have someone with you that's always going to be positive and be pushing you.
Absolutely.
So once we get going, I can't let you show me up, so I have to do at least what you're doing.
Yeah. So we got to catch up with each other, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And that builds a strong mindset. And but bro, those workouts, I know we keep talking about them, but when we did the legs one day, that leg program, dude, my legs got strong, dude. And yeah, my legs got super strong, bro. And it saved me when I feel like my legs it saved my whole life, when I got in a motorcycle accident.
I don't know about that, but you're just fortunate to
very fortunate.
Be alive, have your leg, and
yes, sir.
Everything else.
I am very fortunate. I know it's not a misfortune because I still have my legs and I still have my life, man.
Right.
God has really been showing up, and it's super incredible, man, to know that we can have this moment, brother. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you have. What's next for MATT PRATER, bro?
Just get ready. Go into this next season like it could be my last. I don't know. I'm just gonna work hard and be the best version of myself going into the season.
Yeah.
And be ready for that. In the meantime, I'll be coaching. I got a tough decision to make though right now. With the spring football coming up, my oldest daughter needs a coach, and so does Pax.
Yeah.
And they're basically at the same time, and games will be close. I don't think I'll be able to do both. So
man,
I don't know what to do.
But you did it. You did it last season. You won a championship. And your boy Pax went an undefeated season, bro. You did it, man.
Yeah. That's why they want me back out there, but we'll see. I'll figure it out.
You always do. You're a pro at that, man.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. MATT PRATER, I appreciate you for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. This is cool. It's just kind of just catching up, talking.
Yeah, catching up, man. It's been a long season. You've been busy.
Yeah, definitely a long season.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what MATT PRATER is going to bring next season, and and to just continue, striving for greatness, man.
Absolutely. We'll be back in the weight room by next week.
We'll be back in the weight room probably next week, man. So I appreciate you guys. And check out MATT PRATER. And, you already know who he is, man. And just, keep an eye on him, And I just want you to know how genuine and grateful I feel to have him on the podcast, and look forward for more. Peace, guys. Yes, sir. Cheers, brother. Man.